Hey, what's up everybody? It is Sam. Welcome to another episode of Retire Inspired. On today's episode, I'm going to be walking through some areas where I've had a little bit of damage recently with the winds and the storms that have passed through in Montgomery in the last few weeks or so. Now, the one I'm about to show you is over here where I have my storage buildings. So I got all my storage buildings out here, and this tree just fell down right across the back part of the property. So fortunately it didn't cause any damage whatsoever, and so I was very happy that there was no damage done to either my property or anybody else's property. So let's take a look. So this is the tree that fell, and you can see that it was it had like a little brick thing built around it at one point, but it just turned completely loose from the ground and just fell completely. And I guess the root systems were not very good, but the tree was not dead when it fell. And this is the second tree that I've had fall in just a few weeks time period. But it's been laying down on the ground for a little while now, so it is completely dead. But I'm gonna see if I can walk on it without hurting myself. Let's get up here. Okay, so I am on the tree now, and I'm going to walk up the tree and kind of show you the way that the tree fell. It's kind of amazing that it didn't cause any more damage than it did. There's my neighbor's property there. That's their fence. And then I have another neighbor on this side. That's their fence. So fortunately for everyone involved, no damage occurred to any of the properties. But I am going to have to get out here. I got a chainsaw, and I am going to have to get out here and cut this tree up. I was hoping I could get a better vantage point to kind of see how it broke off here on the end, but I can't really see it here. Okay, so I've moved a little further down, and I'm standing at a little bit of height, and you can see that the tree just fell in the perfect spot. No damage whatsoever to any fence. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer, but I'm getting a little bit high and I don't want to fall. So that's what it looks like in the corner of the yard. So it's broken off right here. You can see where that limb broke. I don't know where that limb ended up, but I'm going to see if I can climb down and get a little closer view without hurting myself. I'm a little bit higher than I thought I was. You see it just laid down perfectly in this corner. No damage to either fence. And so that's what it looks like. So I'm going to be out here very soon with my chainsaw cutting this thing up and getting it out of here. So I had a second tree go down on one of my rental properties over here at the house that is Airbnb. I plan on selling this house if anyone wants to buy it. But I had another tree come down, and again, I was very lucky that this tree did not cause any damage. But let me show you what it did, where it went down. And this will be real easy to clean up, I think, because all I got to do is just cut it up and remove it. So let's take a look. So this tree right here just fell over, and this debris here was already here. The previous tenants piled it up here. I don't know why they piled it in the middle of the yard like that, but I've got to get it removed. But this tree just broke in half and fell with the weather and the high winds. And it looks like it broke one of the crepe myrtles as well. So I've got to get back here and I've got to clean up as much as I can, get all this tree removed and all the debris that's here as well. Now let me show you what's got me concerned. So I've got these two trees right next to the house, and with the trees that have been coming down in the neighborhood, these trees have got me a little bit concerned that they might fall. Especially this one is kind of leaning toward the house. So you can see that that tree is kind of leaning towards the house, and look at what a magnificent, huge tree it is. That thing is huge, and this one is just as big. Look at that. That tree is just as big. Either one of those trees falls down on this house, and this house is done for. It has to be completely redone if either one of these trees falls on this house. There's a couple other big trees over here, but I'm not too concerned about them because they're not hanging over the house, and I think if they did fall, they wouldn't cause any damage to the house. So that's those trees. So this is the tree that snapped, and it is laying on my roof currently. The roof doesn't look like it's damaged, but you don't know until you get it off of there. But there's a lot of weight resting on the roof right now, and it just snapped off this tree. You can see that just snapped off. That's high winds. There's nothing wrong with this tree. It's not it's not diseased or anything like that. Looks like the power company has already been out here and gotten it off the lines, so that's good. So all I need to do is figure out a way to get it off the roof. But yeah, let's go around. We can look underneath there, and it appears to still be holding. It's a big tree, big oak tree. And it was a perfectly healthy tree as well. So it's strange what the weather does sometimes, how it decides to select certain trees to break. So on this side, you can see a little bit of bulging, and that's what's left of the tree. So I have a ladder here on the back of the house. Let's go up to the top and see what kind of damage we can see from the top of the house. A lot of debris on top of the house. And there's the tree. You can get a little bit better view of it. See how it just snapped. The roof itself looks okay. I can't tell until we get the tree off of it, but the roof looks okay. So fast forward a few months and let's take a look at what it looks like since the tree has been removed and we no longer have the tree on the top of the house. It looks a lot better now, and I am very fortunate that it didn't cause any more damage than it did. So that's 3 trees. This one was the first one, but that's 3 trees that have fallen within a couple of months period of time that really have me concerned about the state of our trees in this neighborhood. So let's go ahead and take a look at this area where this tree used to be. Alright, so this is where the tree was. That's the stump. We had the stump ground down to the ground, so it is no longer there. And we have picked up the tree, got it removed, and it is no longer on the house. So the house is looking a lot better without that tree on it. And there was minimal damage. We'll take a look up here, but let's see that this fascia board got cracked, and underneath that came loose, but that's minimal. Now let's go up on the roof again and take a look on the roof. I got to get up here with the blower and get this stuff off the top, but I'll show you right exactly where the tree was leaning. You can barely even tell. But there's no leaks whatsoever. Right there is where the tree was. And you can't even hardly tell. You can see a little bit of damage on the shingles right there. But other than that, it's fine. And this roof is less than 6 months old. I had this roof put on this house less than 6 months ago. Well, there you have it, folks. From my rooftop, I was able to show you the damage that I've had recently from the storms. Now I want to talk a little bit about storms. Storms are something that are unavoidable. That's why we get insurance, right? But you never know, and this is true in life as well. You never know where the trees are going to fall. You don't know if they're going to fall on your house and crush it, or you don't know if they're going to fall in the yard in the perfect configuration to cause no damage whatsoever. Now I had at another house last year, I had 2 trees fall in the same yard. None of the yards that I showed you today, but I had 2 trees fall in the same yard. One tree caught the other tree, and then a year later, that tree fell. Isn't that amazing? I've been so fortunate that I haven't had as much damage as I could have had. But isn't life just like that? We never know who's going to be affected the most. We never know who's going to get the most damage in any given situation or any given circumstance. We don't know if it's going to be complete devastation or if it's going to be just minimal. And we're like those trees, we fall. And when we fall, we don't know when and we don't know how. But eventually all of us are going to fall. All of us are going to get old. All of us are going to die eventually. Hopefully later rather than sooner. But it's just a part of the natural circle of life. The natural progress of life, if you will. So are these events random? Or is there a reason behind everything that happens? Is this just something that happens and we're a victim to whatever happens? Well, my philosophy or my belief in that is that life is only about 80% of what happens to us. The other 20% is how we react and what we do about it. And we can either lay down and die or crumble, or we can pick ourselves up and keep going and move on. The thing is, the way you react to it or the way you feel about it makes all the difference in the world and can make you or break you. So I try to keep a positive attitude, and I try to think on positive things and not focus on the negative, because the negative can bring you down, and the negative can cause you to really go into a deep state of depression. It's easier to focus on the positive and to live your life every day as if it was your last. Enjoy life. Make friends. Be kind to people. Love. Enjoy life. Don't just sit in a corner with your arms up waiting for the next thing to happen. Things are going to happen. Embrace it. Sometimes you have to embrace the suck. Have you ever heard that? Embrace the suck. I wanted to share with you some of the trees that have gone down around my area and just kind of share that with you as a thing to share. But I also wanted to maybe get a little bit deeper in my conversation and let you guys know that I think about stuff other than just the weather and the trees. Life is good. Enjoy it and appreciate it. And don't try to keep up with the Joneses or the Smiths. If you're listening, Renee and Todd, I'm not keeping up with you guys. But have a great day. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure and leave me a like and a thumbs up. If you didn't, just give me a thumbs down. But be sure and leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of my video. And if you did enjoy it, come back and see me on the next one, because I try to put out regular content. It's been a couple of weeks because I think I had COVID, but I'm better now. So like I said, leave a like, thumbs up, and a comment, and come back and see me on the next one. But until then, you guys have a great day, a great week, and a great year. Be positive, enjoy yourself, and enjoy your life. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye-bye.